Hello and welcome back. Today we're tackling a problem called transformed array, which is Leetcode number 3379. It's a fun one involving circular movement, kind of like moving pieces on a board game that loops back to the start. If you've ever dealt with wrapping indices or circular buffers, you'll feel right at home here. Let's dive in. First, let's understand what we're being asked to do. We are given a list of integers called nums. This list represents a circular array. This means if you go past the last item, you end up at the first item, and if you go before the first item, you wrap around to the last item. Our goal is to create a new list called result that has the same size as our input. For every single spot in our list, we have to look at the number sitting there and move that many steps. The movement rules are pretty straightforward. For each index, say index I, we look at the value stored there. If that value is positive, we start at I and move that many steps to the right. If the value is negative, we move the absolute value of steps to the left. If it's 0, we just stay right where we are. The tricky part is the wrapping. Once we land on a final spot, we take the value at that landing spot and put it into our new result array at the original index I. Let's walk through the first example to make this crystal clear. We have the list 3, -2, 1, 1. The length of our list is 4. Let's look at the first element at index 0. The value is 3. This means we move 3 steps to the right. From index 0, 1 step is index 1, 2 steps is index 2, and 3 steps is index 3. The value at index 3 is 1. So the first item in our result is 1. Now for index 1. The value is -2. This means we move 2 steps to the left. Moving 1 step left from index 1 takes us to index 0. Moving another step left wraps us around to the end of the array, landing us at index 3 again. The value there is 1. So the second item in our result is also 1. Just a quick heads up before we start coding. I'll be explaining the logic using Python because it handles list comprehension really cleanly. But if you use Java, C++, or JavaScript, don't worry. I have full solutions for those languages waiting for you at the very end of the video. The official editorial calls this approach traversal. Basically, we don't need to actually simulate stepping one by one. That would be too slow if the numbers were huge. Instead, we can calculate the final landing spot using math. The core idea is that the new index is just the current index plus the number of steps. But because the array is circular, we need to use the modulo operator. The only catch is when we move left negative steps. In mathematics and in Python, modulo handles negatives gracefully by wrapping around. In some other languages, modulo on a negative number might give a negative result, so we have to be careful. Before we look at the code, let's talk about the real reason people fail at Leetcode. It's not because they can't reverse a linked list, it's because they break their daily streak. I built my daily to-do specifically to solve this. You can set Solve Daily Leetcode as a routine task. This means it reminds you to complete your routine tasks every day. It's a dedicated system to force you to be consistent, which I also use to remind myself to upload these videos every day. If you're watching this channel, you're trying to improve, so this tool makes sure you actually show up to do it. I also want to be 100% transparent about how this app will grow. I am an indie developer, not a big corporation. I will never take away a free feature you already use. Core features like repeating tasks remain free forever. However, as I add new server-heavy features, they will be part of the premium plan to help cover the costs of running the app. Also, the price of premium will go up every time I ship a major new feature, so the best time to get involved is right now, while it's early. Check it out at the link in the description. Okay, we've talked about the big picture and the logic. Now let's see what this looks like as actual code. I'll put the full solution up on the screen first. Here represents the entire solution in Python. It's concise because we can use a list comprehension. We calculate the length of the list, which we call n, and then we build a new list by iterating through every index I. Inside the square brackets, you see that mathematical formula we talked about. It looks a bit complex with the double modulo, so let's break that down in the next few slides. Let's zoom in on the core of the movement. We have I, which is where we are right now. We add nums to it. If nums is positive, the index increases. We move right. If nums is negative, the index decreases. We move left. This simple addition gives us the raw target index. But this raw index might be way out of bounds. It could be greater than the list size, or it could be negative. That's where the modulo operator, the percent sign, comes in. By taking our raw target index and doing modulo n, we wrap it back into the valid range. For example, if our list length is 4 and we try to go to index 5, modulo 4 brings us back to index 1. Now, Python is special. If you do -1 modulo 4, Python correctly gives you 3. It wraps around the back automatically. However, in many other languages like C++ or Java, negative modulo behaves differently, often giving a negative result. Because we want a solution that is robust and conceptually correct across math definitions, the code uses a double modulo trick. First, we do the calculation modulo n. Then, we add n to the result. This ensures that even if the first modulo gave us a negative number, adding n makes it positive. Finally, we take modulo n again, just in case adding n made it too big. Though strictly speaking, if we just want to fix the negative, the second modulo handles the wrap for the standard case. This pattern, a%n plus n%n, is the gold standard for circular wrapping in programming. You might be wondering, what if the number of steps is huge, like moving 10 steps in an array of size 4? Well, the beauty of modulo math is that it ignores full loops. Moving 10 steps is exactly the same as moving around the circle twice, which is 8 steps, and then moving 2 more steps. Our formula 10 modulo 4 gives us 2 immediately, so we don't need any special if statements for large numbers. The math just works. So how fast is this? For time complexity, it is big O of n. We visit every single index in the input list exactly once to calculate its new position. For space complexity, it is also big O of n, because we are creating a new list of the same size to hold our answer. Since the problem asks for a new array, this is the best we can do. Alright, that covers the main solution in Python. As promised, for those of you who code in other languages, I'm about to show the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. I won't be breaking these down step by step, but the logic is exactly the same. Calculate the raw index, and use the modulo trick to wrap it safely. Just pause the video on your language of choice to check it out. Alright, as promised, here is the full solution in Java. Notice the explicit loop, and the same modulo logic to handle negative numbers safely. You can pause the video here to take a closer look at the implementation. Next up, here is the C++ version of the solution. It looks very similar to Java, using a vector instead of an array. Again, that modulo formula is crucial here, because C++ modulo can return negative values. Feel free to pause and review. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. We can use the map function here to make it clean, similar to the Python list comprehension. Hopefully, seeing it in a few different languages helps solidify the concepts. So let's wrap it up. The key takeaway here is that whenever you see a circular array problem, your brain should immediately go to modulo operator. It's the standard tool for wrapping indices. Also, remember the language difference we discussed regarding negative modulo. It's a common bug source in interviews. And finally, direct calculation is always better than simulating steps one by one. Also, if you're looking for even more Leetcode problems beyond the daily challenge, I've started a second channel called Leetcode Unlocked. It's where I'll be posting solutions to a ton of other problems. So if you're serious about your interview prep, be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. Hope this Leetcode solution breakdown made sense. If it helped, give that like button a click, maybe subscribe for more, or drop a comment if you have questions. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know straight away when I upload a video, because I upload videos daily. If you want to support the channel, a few people have asked how I plan my solutions. I'm a big fan of sketching out the logic and data structures on a tablet before I code. It really helps. I've put affiliate links in the description to the tablet I use and a few other good options. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra but really helps me out. Or, if you're feeling generous, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.